Hello all, I'm Shrey Kapoor and my fellow associate Allison Chen. As part of the Texas Health Catalyst program, we're under a product team led by Dr. Reza Saber on an innovative solution to manage and predict post-stroke spasticity. Despite its significant societal burden and prevalence, early detection and intervention with post-stroke spasticity remain challenging. As associates, our role was to assist the product team with navigating regulatory pathways and identifying path-to-market opportunities. Our team, along with the assistance of industry-leading mentors such as Patrick Boswell and Jim Giacchi, assisted our team with ongoing product development. In the Texas Health Catalyst workshop series, we were able to gain skills that assisted our team in presenting this flawless presentation. Finally, with all the work we've completed over the past months, we have taken one step closer on becoming an innovative solution to predict and manage post-stroke spasticity. And I'll now hand it off to Dr. Reza Saber to further explain the solution.
Hi, everyone. I'm presenting Stroke Path AI, our solution for stroke spasticity. I want you to imagine for a second having a constant Charlie horse. Painful, relentless. That's how it feels like for stroke patients with post-stroke spasticity, for millions of stroke survivors. And unfortunately, just a fraction of them, less than 4%, receive the treatment in the early phase that can change the trajectory of their care. Due to diagnostic challenges, lack of care coordination, we have this limitation. There's a huge economic burden. Post-stroke spasticity results in increased healthcare costs by up to 400%, and this is just the direct costs. To solve this problem, we propose Stroke Path AI, an intelligent data-driven platform that ingests data from the EHR, and now this is imaging data, patient demographic, all sorts of information through our core AI engine, and predicts and stratify the risk of spasticity, and through our AI agents, coordinates the care, sends the referrals where the value is, so every patient will get the right care that they need. Our pipeline starts with developing our proof of concept model within the first 3 months in an agile fashion, followed by deployment in the EHR locally within our own stroke care network to gather the outcomes and for the pilot study. And after that, we have a full workflow implementation and integration with embedded guidance and care coordination. We have a fantastic team of stroke experts, AI experts, and leaders in stroke research and product development and EHR integration. We propose an explainable AI model that visualizes the model and provides key insights to physicians who are treating the patients to see where these predictions are coming to life. And we have preliminary results. We analyzed, using the same approach with our team, 2.5 million stroke records within the national inpatient sample. And we identified younger age, Black race, and severity of a stroke were the main determinant factors for early onset spasticity in the hospital. We have a clear regulatory compliance pathway with Class 1 SAMD 510K exempt. We project to go to market by 26 through our pilot program with academic institutions, and we have clear revenue models through strategic partnerships with pharmaceutical companies and subscription-based models with hospitals. This is a growing market, topping $20 billion globally, a lot of that coming from the neurotoxin market. And we are a first mover in this niche area, and with a fantastic team of our stroke experts that are integrated within our stroke care network, and with early industry support, we have a clear path to success. And with that, I invite you to join us to improve stroke care through predictive AI-driven solutions. Thank you.
So, is the gist of this you're capturing more patients so they get appropriate therapy? It's not, you don't have a new therapy. Is that true?
Absolutely. We optimize the spectrum of care in an end-to-end fashion. So early detection is a key factor for reducing costs. Then we will coordinate this care to the referral centers, let's say clinics, that they will also benefit. They have skin in the game. They will follow these patients once we send them a list of patients who will likely develop this condition. And we have partnerships with pharmaceutical companies who sell these medications and drugs. So I think as a continuum of care, by coordinating the whole pathway of stroke care, we can bring a lot of value into this space.
You went through quickly some of the factors that you had identified using whatever review of database that you performed. Do you feel like that experience is determinative in terms of the types of factors that you will look for?
Great question. Spasticity usually occurs after 4 to 6 weeks. And this database that we have is a snapshot of the first hospitalization. It's all hospitalization across the US. So there is a category of early onset spasticity, and these are the patients that usually get it right in the first admission. Now, we have, for the first time, determined the determinants of in-hospital spasticity. There should be a lot of overlap. Interestingly, we found that there is rigidity, a code that is highly correlated with spasticity. And we believe this is one of the main markers. We also found high NIH stroke scale, more stroke severity, and also some other demographic factors. And we have to test that using that Optum database, which has continuous data. These patients that leave the hospital and come back to the clinics, that will give us the key insight. However, I do believe that there would be a good overlap, and I think this will clarify once we have bigger data that is continuous and longitudinal rather than a snapshot. So, thanks so much.